Oh, hello, chat. What is up? Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing today? Welcome back to the stream. Hello, hello, hello. What happened to your arm? What we're talking about today. I got into an accident. So, not our normally scheduled stream today. But I figured I'd update you because I saw there was like an LSF post and then it was cross-posted onto my subreddit. And I didn't want you guys to think I died. I did not die. I am alive and arguably somewhat healthy. I guess not peak health. I was healthier yesterday technically, but pretty healthy ultimately. But I did get into an accident while driving my Vespa, a car, and anyway, here I am now. So I'll give you a quick little story time what happened. But ultimately, the message I want you to take away is, yes, I did get into an accident on my Vespa, but I wore a helmet, which is a great life-saving tool. So I am totally fine. And yeah, I'm all right. I'm alive. I'm healthy. But what is the actual details? If you are curious, if you want to stick around, if you just are there for that, I'm good. Uploads will be regular. Streams, I'll still be here tomorrow for the State Farm Gamerhood Challenge. We're still going to do the Connor Challenge on Saturday. Hey, I got a streak to keep in August, okay? I guess technically I broke it, but I won't break it twice. Never catch me breaking that streak 2 times. But basically today I did a stream over on Cutie's channel where we were making croissant. This is pre-recorded. This is not pre-recorded. This is not a pre-recorded message. This is not me uploading from the afterlife. I'm here. What happened is I was driving my Vespa, and then I saw, like, this white truck coming, and in shotgun was this lady with, like, pinkish hair, and it turned out to be Michael fucking Reed. Okay, focus. All right? I did a stream with Cutie where we were making croissant, and then after the stream, I was going to go play basketball. And so I'm on my way. And just for some context, I've been driving a motorcycle for a while now. I actually made a video about when I initially got my motorcycle. I think it's over a year ago now. Yeah, a little over a year ago now. But I've recently switched. I've switched in the summertime from a motorcycle over to a Vespa. Reason being, it's very dangerous to ride a motorcycle without, well, it's just dangerous to ride a motorcycle, but you also need to gear up when you ride a motorcycle. They always say dress for the slide, not for the ride. In a Vespa, I don't go on the highway. I go at much slower speeds. It's just a much less powerful machine. So I was like, okay, I'll run that for the summer. It's quite hot. Still rocking a helmet or whatnot. And anyway, I'm in my Vespa, and I'm cruising. I'm doing my thing. I'm on my way. And let me pull up paint. Let me pull up paint for y'all. And I'm somewhat well dressed. I had the helmet, which, again, is the most important thing. I had a very thick jacket, so I actually have relatively few cuts. The jacket slid up here, which is why there's some cuts on this arm, but this arm's pretty good. I really don't have too many bandages. But the bigger issue is I was wearing shorts for basketball, so I can't show you because it's on my ass cheek, but I have a little cut there, so I'm good now. I'm good here. But anyway, I'm driving, right? I'm driving my Vespa, my cute little Vespa. And over here is a highway, right? And so to get onto this highway, this is the road. There is a left turn lane, right? Right here. This is the left turn lane where people would hypothetically go onto the highway, right? Again, and they'd have to wait for the oncoming traffic to go. That's the idea. I'm in this lane. This is me. All right, cheery-eyed me, riding my little Vespa. I'm big on that thing. Yeah, I'm big. And then in front of me is a car. Now, this car, which is here, all right, is cruising, starts slowing down dramatically. And I see this happen. And I make a snap decision to, rather than halt on the brakes, to pass it, right? I'm like, I will pass this car. And rather than pass on the right, because I didn't want to like have a quick flashback check and then go right, I was like, I will go left. Because on the left, it had those yellow passing lanes. You know what I mean? You know the lane I'm talking about? It's like the lane that's like for turns and stuff. It looks like one of these ones. You feel what I'm talking about? So I go to one of those turn lanes or whatever. And then this car, which I thought was fully stopped, tries to make a last-second scourge maneuver. Yeah, I went into the lane they call the suicide lane. This guy goes for a last-second Tokyo Drift maneuver going from here and going around because he missed the left turn lane. He just missed it. And as he turns, my ass here goes sliding across the highway. Ding, 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 ding. And then after I was done sliding, okay, the smile was gone, was replaced with a frown, but left the scene quite okay, ultimately. Did you black out? No, I instantly got up. I instantly stood up. I checked out my car, made sure my Vespa, I should say, my vehicle, made sure it was good. It still ran. The guy stopped. He did not hit and run. We talked. It was this Mexican dad with his kid. His kid had on a Hello Kitty shirt, and I was like, that shirt's fire. And the kid was translating for us. I say kid. He was like probably in high school or some shit. But we were cool. We chopped it up. And then, no, he was not a Vespa hater. He did not say, oh, your Vespa's gay, and then crash into me. He was like, oh, shit, I'm so sorry. But I got up from the accident and actually just drove away. I drove away because I had not gotten too far away from home. So I literally drove home. And then there's a clip because Cutie was live at the time. And she was like, I didn't want her because she was stressed out sometimes. I was like, hello, I am back. Did you cry? I did not cry, but maybe I will later. Who knows? But I get home. I was like, hello, I have gotten into small accident because I didn't want her to stress. And you know what? Cutie actually took it great. I've never seen her crack more jokes in a 2-hour time span. Because after I got home, I showered. I washed my body off. Now that you mention it, the guy who drove the car was named Nick. He might have been Nick the Vespa hater. Who knows? But anyway, I got home. I showered, watched the clip. Yeah, there's a clip. I saw it on live stream fail. Here it is.
Yeah. What? In your car? On your bike? Are you okay?
Yeah, I took the clean off.
What?
It's okay.
Did it end stream?
No. See, I'm chill.
I'm slightly
chilling.
rattled.
Okay.
What happened?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling, vibing.
Just a guy who was late for a left turn, and then I went to pass him, and then he turned into me, and then I fell off my bike and it slid a bit.
So anyway, the big takeaway is that thank God I wore a helmet. The helmets are very good because that is really the main risk of a crash on any two-wheel vehicle, including a bicycle. So I wore the helmet. The helmet did its job. I also had a very thick jacket, which did its job. But anyway, I get home. I shower. I rinse off. I have a couple of gnarly cuts. I think I'll show you. I'll show you if you want to see. They're not so graphic. I guess they're a bit graphic. All right, this is graphic materials. It's just my hand. It is not for the faint. There's a little bit of blood. This is a warning. Close your eyes if you want to avert it, and then I will hide it again. Anyway, boom. So these are a few cuts. This wound is one of the more deeper wounds. It's not too bad. really it's not too bad. I had a pretty good reaction in the slide where I kept my hands wrapped, so most of the wounds are on the back of the hand because I didn't like use my hands to stop it. And then anyway, I go home, I shower, then I go to urgent care just to like have a professional clean me off. They hit me with neurological tests because that's again the big thing. That's like I think how Bob Saget died. I don't think he was on a bike, but you know, you get brain bleed or whatever they call it. That's the risk. And so they cleaned off my wounds. They gave me a tetanus shot because I didn't think I got that in a while. And then he teched the landing. What a smasher. This is like when Donald Trump got shot and I saw someone say, I guess ISO popped his ult on time, lol W. Back to the story. I'm at the doctor. First thing they do, by the way, first thing that happens at the doctor, we're chatting. They're like, what happened? I slid. The lady across the counter one-ups me. I'm like, yeah, I got into a little accident. I slid. She's like, oh, I got into an accident. I was like, oh, damn. On my birthday. I was like, oh, shit. She's like, yeah, it was an 18-wheeler. I'm like, damn. Maybe I just go home. She's like, yeah, I woke up in the hospital. I'm like, shit. Ma, what I got is small beans. I drove away from the scene. I literally stood my ass up, drove home, and I'm complaining. And then nurse comes in, male nurse. Bless our male nurses. All right. Feel free to become a nurse if you're a man. Not many men are brave enough to do it. Male nurse. He was a godsend. This nurse is a legend. He was like, he works literally 2 jobs. Both his jobs are in healthcare. He works physical healthcare at Hopital, and then he works mental healthcare. He's doing a 24-hour shift. I don't even know you could do that. Anyway, he's helped me. Takes my vitals and what have you. I don't know if you saw my Instagram story. Resting heart rate of an athlete. I'm like, hey, is that heart rate a bit low? He goes, well, you definitely work out, right? And I'm like, yeah, you could say that. He's like, yeah, okay, because he kind of looks like an athlete. Kind of looks like an athlete's heart rate. And I'm like, when is low? Like, I asked him this. I said, what's the lowest you ever seen? He said 45. Bro, I'm at 50. I literally said something. I says, give me a week. I might get there. Anyway, apparently if it goes below 40, bradycardia can arrive. That's when we get nervous. But my blood pressure is A-okay. I got W blood pressure. So shout out my male nurse. Nobody asked. It's my story, bitches. I'm the one who got in an accident. Eat shit. So anyway, then the doctor comes in. Doctor's amazing. We go through a whole like neurological test to make sure my brain is good, which is always a tough thing because they're like, does your brain feel all right? Do you hit your head? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I didn't. But now that you mention it, I've been thinking about how my brain feels, but I don't really know. I don't know what a normal brain feels like in this moment, but I think I feel normal. And then we dressed all the wounds. There was only a couple that were really deep. The worst spot is the one I showed you, I think, and then one here. And then the one that looks the gnarliest, which I literally can't show you, is my left ass cheek. My left ass cheek, when I was sliding, there was these bollards. You know those plastic white bollards? It fucking, because I'm sliding back first. I slid back first instead of front first because you slide more. And then my ass cheek goes boom right into the bollard. And so I'm just gonna get fucking a big old bruise there, man. I'm gonna look like I'm gonna look like Emma Longovin's old haircut. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one that's black, one that's white. Thank you, Joe, just for the 50 gifted. Nick the Vespa hater, you did not just donate a 19-month membership and say told ya. The audacity! That's unbelievable! Yeah, I took a bollard to the butt cheek. Time to buy a new helmet. Yeah, I know I do need a new helmet. I need a new helmet even if I didn't see like visible. There's visible damage on my helmet. It's not horrible, but my thing fell off. So anyway, that was then I did my thing. They dressed up my wounds and whatnot. Again, cutie the whole time. I've never seen her drop more jokes in 2 hours in my life. Maybe she was just on one because stream ended early and she didn't get her lol W's out. They come up, they're like, you need a tetanus shot? And she's like, shit, I'll take one. I'm sitting there, and they're like dressing my wounds. And she was like, call you ranch the way you be dressing. I was like, what? I'm like, hell yeah. The whole time I'm there, I'm like, fuck, this is going to ruin the tour. She's spitting jokes. I'm like, fuck the tour. You're not thinking of the tour. So anyway, that's mainly it. And then I get home and, you know, I've had a few people reach out, but A-OK, mental facilities are well. And then I was thinking personally myself, like, well, am I going to continue to ride a Vespa? Am I going to continue to ride a motorcycle? You know, because that's like, it's a crash, but it's like probably the lightest crash you can get. The answer is fuck yeah. But it does reinforce a valuable lesson, because I think part of the reason why I switched from a motorcycle over to a Vespa was because I wanted a vehicle that was safer, but that I could also, I guess, quote unquote, break some of the rules that you have with a motorcycle. And when I say the rules, I mean just for the slide, not for the ride. And I dressed like, again, okay, but I could have had thicker pants and I could have had gloves, which would have helped. And so I think, you know, this is more of a reinforcement of rules that I was kind of like, not breaking, but like, you know, I think I was half-assing it a bit, right? I'm like, it's hot out. I'll wear shorts. It's like, nah, you just wear pants and you just get a little sweaty in your balls. That's okay. You know, you just wear gloves. Not a big deal. It takes a few seconds. So I think that's the idea for me. That's the big shift. Now you're literally half-assed, lol W. I think I'm going to wake up tomorrow and feel like shit. I think most of the adrenaline wore off because I was initially worried that I broke something. It's mostly just bruising and cuts, lacerations or what have you. No gloves, are you insane? It's not too uncommon to have no gloves on a Vespa, but or like a scooter. But motorcycle, you wear gloves all the time. But like, I guess Vespa, like if you think of the countries that ride scooters, like Southeast Asia, the attire there is a lot different, right, than like, you know, motorcycle attire in America. But regardless, I'm happy that I wore a thick ass jacket and a helmet, because ultimately that's the big two. That's the big two right there. And then yeah. Anyway, here we are. So the timing is actually pretty nice because I had to bring my Vespa for a tune-up anyway because I hit 1,000 miles. So it might just be a longer tune-up than I expected, and I'll rock a car in the meantime. Get a proper motorcycling jacket. I have a proper motorcycling jacket. I have all the gear for a motorcycle. I just switched to the Vespa and then had slightly dialed back gear. But I'm very happy that I did switch to the Vespa too. I mean, you have to understand, like, my Vespa goes, this is a real, 1/3 the speed that my motorcycle does. It is night and day. So like this crash, I was maybe going 20 or something. And then the guy hit me and I slid off at that mile per hour. It is not an insane slide. So thank you for the 50 gift. You don't have to give me money because I got hurt. It's okay. I'm all right. Tell Lily she was right about getting hit by a truck. Well, she was wrong. It was a Honda Civic, Lily. Okay. So suck it, liberals. Anyway, that is all. That is your update. I will be live tomorrow. I'll be live for the State Farm Gamerhood Challenge finale. And then afterwards, I will be doing Cutie and I are going to finish our croissants. And Saturday, we're still on for the Sea Dog 10 game in a row contest. And that's it. That is your update. That is your update. Hope you all have a wonderful day or wonderful evening, depending where you're at in the world. And I'm going to go chill. And we'll see how fucking gnarly my ass looks tomorrow. If it looks really cool, nah, I can't show you my ass, bro. That's fucking weird. I'll let Cutie describe it for you in intimate detail. How about that? All right. See you later, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye now. See you later. Goodbye now. Peace out. Goodbye, everybody. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye, all. Goodbye. Peace now. Goodbye.